Now I'd like to introduce the Upper Valley Mend Human Resources Director, Bob Mark, who's going to talk about the work that they're doing in food security.
First thing I'll say is it's actually Human Services Director. So it's not HR, it's Human Services. But it's a privilege to be here. I'm sure they put me right before lunch, so everybody's going to want me to be fast about this. I think I have 10 minutes, so I'll try to be quick, but I do have some notes. Actually, Maggie, I can add this, guys. Thank you. Upper Valley Mend. So I'm here just to kind of share about what we do. Upper Valley Mend, we're based in the Upper Valley. Mend is an acronym. It stands for Meeting Each Need with Dignity. That's our mission. Our vision, as you see here, is an empowered community with equitable access to food, housing, wellness, and economic security. And just, I should say a little bit for myself, I've been with the organization since 2009, for about a dozen years or so, directly managed the food and emergency assistance programs. And in the role I'm in now, I oversee food emergency assistance in our free clinic, our human services programs, not HR. So kind of like Community Action Council, we have a variety of programs under our roof, kind of four main areas there. Within the food programs, there's a lot going on there too, kind of four things. Primarily, we have the community covered food pantry. It's a shopping model pantry. We're open 6 days a week, 6 hours a day during the week, 3 hours on the weekends. People get points based on their household size, and they can shop with their points, so it's like a little grocery store. We also have we do grocery rescue at local grocery stores in Leavenworth. There's 3 or 4 different partners there. Used to be Community Harvest, our produce cleaning program that people have been speaking about. We go out to farms and our orchards and gardens and backyards and glean produce that may be unmarketable, maybe just they want to get it off their property, and take it to our food pantry and many other places throughout the valley. And it's really great to see that there's other gleaning programs happening that Bria spoke to, because there's so much food in this valley, and there's so much of a need for more gleaning. So it's great to see that that's sort of taking root and getting going. And then finally, there's a mobile produce pantry that we have, where we go out to primarily migrant camps in partnership with the CVCH's mobile health clinic, and distribute food that we glean to the migrant farmers out there in the camps. So housing, we have a community land trust program at Upper Valley Mend, and so there's 2 communities in town, of 10 homes each that are part of that land trust. And we recently purchased 31 rental units in Leavenworth, so those are in the land trust. We're building a duplex in town now, so those will be folded into the land trust. And essentially it's, Upper Valley Mend owns the land. The person buys a home, it keeps the price affordable. There's certain criteria to keep it affordable long term, and eligibility criteria for people that are able to participate in that program. And I think that also there's another program, Mike can speak to this, it's sort of Wenatchee Valley. They're going to get something going, I think, in the Wenatchee area. So land trust movement has also taken some steam here, which is great. Wellness, we have a free clinic every Monday night at the Cascade Medical Center. It operates out of Cascade Medical Center in Leavenworth for people that are uninsured or underinsured from 6:30 to 8 every Monday night. And then economic security, we have emergency financial assistance services that we offer. We have a social worker on staff who administers that program. Essentially, it's help with things like rent assistance, utility assistance, emergency transportation, and sometimes emergency shelter. So the food programs, it's a bit of a web here, so I'll see if I can just kind of dissect the web a little bit. But essentially, everything kind of runs through the community covered food pantry. It's the hub, where the heart of the network, where food is gathered, organized, and distributed. But we participate in the Farm to Food Pantry program, which is a really important purchasing program from local farmers. That's administered through Harvest Against Hunger. We purchase the food, distribute it to the people we serve at the pantry. Again, I mentioned the mobile produce pantry that we do at migrant camps. The gleaning program, that food that it gets gleaned, again, from backyard gardens all the way up to farms and orchards. And it goes pretty far and wide. It goes to schools, it goes to the correctional facility is a big partner with that. Meal sites and shelters, lots of pantries throughout Chelan and Douglas counties So it's great. In the summertime, lots of great produce that goes out to people, and all the pantries really love getting the produce. And the Community Action Council distributes a lot of great produce to the pantries, so people love getting that fresh produce in the summertime. We're a partner with Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, participate in the TFAP and EFAP programs. And for those of you not familiar, essentially, Kim can correct me on this, TFAP is food, EFAP is money. Essentially, that's what it is. Grocery rescue, again, we partner with all the grocery stores locally in the Leavenworth area and collect a lot of food. I think it's mutually beneficial. Same with gleaning. It's mutually beneficial for the stores to give us the food that might be right at or near the date that we can distribute to people in need. At Upper Valley Maine, we also have another one of our programs, which maybe some of you have shopped there. We have a thrift store in town. It's called Das Thrift House because, of course, it's Leavenworth, so it's either Das or Der. So Das Thrift House, and it provides funding for us to operate a lot of our other programs and services, including the food pantry. But we purchase food from a variety of locations to kind of fill the gaps for places where we need to, we can't get food in other ways. We can purchase it. So we're very fortunate in that way. We recognize that not everybody has that opportunity, so we're extremely fortunate to have that. And then, of course, we get support locally from food drives, which is becoming more important and more common. Lots of food drives happening these days, community groups, holiday drives are especially important, and community partners like Praise Fruit Barn, fruit packing warehouses provide us donations as well, and all that kind of goes through the community covered food pantry. So this just kind of speaks to some of the trends that we're seeing, which I'm sure people are familiar with, but basically the numbers were really climbing in recent years. You can see that it's gone up significantly, the folks that use our pantry. And then the second slide here with the pie chart shows kind of where those folks are coming from. And increasingly, folks are coming from outside the area to use the pantry. And I think there's a variety of reasons for that. I think we're accessible. It's 6 days a week. It's 6 hours a day. We have bilingual staff. We have a lot of produce. You get quite a bit of food for the points that you get. You start at 100 points for a single person, goes up to 200 for a family of 5 or more, so there's quite a bit of food. But I also think that generally speaking, people are frankly just kind of desperate for food. And they'll travel far and wide to get it. And so we're starting to see a lot more people coming from outside the Upper Valley. The Upper Valley numbers are also going up, but the numbers of people coming from outside the valley are increasing as well. So I think I'm getting closer. Yeah. So just wanted to offer up some ways for people to get involved if they're interested. Lots of volunteer opportunities in the summertime. Just by curiosity, has anybody here participated in one of Upper Valley Men's Gleams? Show of hands. So yeah, a few folks. Great way to participate, fun for the whole family, especially the berries. A lot of them end up in the bellies, but that's okay. It's a great way to get out there and do some good work. Of course, the food pantry, we'd have opportunities there. At the thrift store, there's our sorting center, and there's opportunities to participate there. Financial donations, always appreciated. Food drives, donated food or goods are always appreciated as well. And then, we often get calls from maybe students or people that want to host an event for us, and those are always great opportunities to contribute to the organization overall, to the mission. So always open to those types of things. I think that's it. Maggie, before my 10 minutes is up.
Thank you, Bob. One thing you mentioned was the mobile, that you have with Columbia Valley Community Health, and you go to a lot of different places with that, with the migrant camps. One thing I heard from Kim was this growing fear among some folks about coming into places to pick out food, and I'm wondering, is there some potential to combine the mobile pantry you have, try to get out there and actually provide food to people, give it to them, deliver it to them, instead of asking them to come into a facility to get it?
So expanding the reach of the mobile produce pantry, I think we'd love to do that. We'd love to do that. One thing, I do want to give some kudos to Kim and WSDA, because one thing that makes the mobile produce pantry and our gleaning efforts possible is a resiliency grant that we applied for, and we were able to purchase a refrigerated gleaning van, a Sprinter van. So getting food from far and wide to the distribution locations can be a real challenge, especially if it's the heat of the summer. again. So anyway, it's just some kudos for that program. But I think we would love to be able to expand it, Steve. I mean, and we would love for other programs and services to go out and access those types of things as well. To go out to communities that are hard to reach. I can't say that there's nothing in the words currently for us to do that, but we would love to do that. I think, I think Community Action, you also have a local produce pantry, and so they go out. So there is other entities also doing that kind of work. But certainly.
It reminds me a little bit what happened during COVID, where there was some home deliveries.
Yes, yeah. And we do that through our pantry. We can deliver. Thank you for that, Steve. If people can't come to the pantry to get food, they can just give us a call, and we can go through and pick out the food that they want, and we have volunteers that will deliver it to them as well. So that's another option.